Taking a turn now to some wow technology that's changing the lives of some of our friends and neighbors.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology.
Oh, remember the show, The $6 Million Man? Well, that science fiction is now science fact. And our Paula Tutman was invited for a peek at some emerging technologies. Paula.
Hey, Karen. Yeah, I want to show you something. So this is an actual prosthetic leg. Now, it's really heavy, too. This was probably used in our grandparents' time. But take a look at the progression of prosthetics. And now take a look at this one. I actually saw a man today who became whole again, in front of my very eyes. Terry McDowell lost his leg when a drunk driver plowed into him 10 years ago.
I was a carpentry framer. Climb roofs, build houses, play sports, softball, play with my kids. That stuff all went away after I got hit.
His road back has been difficult, but today at Wright Philippus in Rochester Hills, he did something amazing. Tried out a new leg and ran.
Feels awesome. It means a lot to me. I used to run and play with my kids all the time, and this really makes me feel good to be able to do that again. I feel whole.
John Carpenter of Fenton is shopping for a new hand.
I broke my pinky, and it didn't hurt, which is the best part.
Prosthetics have not only changed in the last decade, but attitudes towards prosthetic limbs have changed with the times.
But when my wife and I first started dating, it bothered her that everyone would stare.
People in the past, they found it hard to actually get a job because of their missing limb, or their employers didn't want to maybe provide a job for them because they thought they were a risk.
At Wright Philippus, they like to say prosthetics have gone from accepted to amazing.
So you can see how it forms to the shape of what I'm holding as opposed to...
Are you controlling that?
Yes. So I'm flexing muscles.
And this is more than about aesthetics, a prop to take the place of a missing limb. Technology since the Gulf War has moved so quickly that people are actually getting their lives back.
They may help the client out with typing. We have finger point where they can actually type. They have key grips. They can turn a key or hold a credit card. They have gestures.
And it's one thing to open and close fingers, but the technology just arriving is literally mind-boggling. With sensors that communicate with brain implants the size of a grain of rice.
Sensation that's being built in the hands where they can actually feel and know. They close their eyes and they touch an egg, they know they're touching an egg.
I see the old Willowwood stuff from the past carved out of tree trunks, and now they got carbon fiber and microprocessors, and the leg I got to plug in every other night and charge. We're only a little bit away from the Jetsons stuff.
You know what? Really, the appearance is incredible when you think of the silicone and the technology and what they're actually able to do to make it look realistic. Though even the bionics, the raw bionics, look really, really cool. They become very, very acceptable to people. They're not as afraid of them. Insurance takes care of a lot of it. Depending on your insurance, that's definitely something that still needs to be worked out, because one of these limbs can cost as much as $90,000 to $110,000. But Karen, imagine what it means as far as quality of life, getting your life back, going back to work, succeeding in athletics. That is priceless.
That really is. You could tell by that father how happy he was to actually run, and then now thinking, wow, I can actually go back and play with my kids and be more active. That means the world.
You're right. You know what? There used to be a time dreams were dashed in a lot of ways. If you became an amputee, it's just not the case anymore.
Bionic breakthroughs. We appreciate it. Thank you, Paula.